Welcome back to the Heart Coaching. I'm Bryce White, and today we're going to learn 4 things that you can do to have better connection. Let's find out. There are 4 major things that you can do to have better connection. And those 4 things are going to change how you do connection. If you can do these 4 things, then you'll have a way better, healthier connection. So the first thing that will give you better, healthier connection is actually active listening. Active listening gives you the opportunity to hear what people are saying, to not interrupt them, to let them talk, let them say everything they need to say, let them really be able to do that. Active listening is not sitting there waiting for them to finish their sentence so you can jump in. Active listening is not sitting there and thinking of the solution while they're talking. Active listening is listening and you responding in a good way when you're actually able to. And active listening is giving them the full opportunity to talk and learn and say what they need to say. The next thing that goes into great connection is good questions. Because a good question can reveal hearts, a good question can reveal motives, a good question can reveal emotions. By asking good questions that go deeper and go more fulfilling are going to lead you to a place where it's actually giving you better, healthier life. Because the better questions you can ask, the more that somebody can be known and seen in your eyes. And when you ask questions that aren't just surface level, things that actually go deep and go to the heart of the things, it makes it so much easier to have care for that person. It makes it so much easier to find enjoyment in that person. It takes the burden off of getting to know them. By asking deep, meaningful questions, you can actually start really being able to let them, be understood and be understood. And so it's so vital to ask questions that can't be answered with one word. Things like, "Hey, how's your day going?" can be answered in one word. But if you have something of the question of "Hey, what did you do today that you found meaning in?" That's a lot deeper than "How was your day?" Asking questions that aren't, easy answering questions, and the more that you can ask better questions and the healthier the questions are, the more that you'll actually be able to let them have a voice and let them talk. Because a lot of connection is just letting people talk and being a voice to listen to. So it's super important to ask questions that will dive your relationship deeper and have more meaning and more fulfilling in it. Because it really does make the difference when you ask me questions that penetrate the heart versus things without. Even going back to that example of "How was your day?" How much more meaningful can you make that question by "Oh, how was your day?" Asking things like, "What was meaningful today in your day? What was the thing that you would do again?" Asking questions that open and broaden are way better. The third thing is you got to get to the heart. In any connection, you got to get to the heart. Because when you can get to the heart of issues, of problems, and the heart of why they feel that way and what's going on, it really ties your life together. Because you will start caring for them on that deep emotional level. And going back to our initial definition of an intentional emotional investment, getting to the heart actually is that emotional piece. And it's so critical to get to the heart of anything, getting to the heart of like why this person is struggling, getting to the heart of why you're not connecting well to this person, getting to the heart of what is holding them back from being their best selves, getting to the heart of pain and and hurts and things that will make them actually not be as open and closed off. Like when you, and the other thing is this lets you really be able to understand this person, be able to encourage this person. This lets you actually be able to speak to what's really going on in their life. Because a lot of the times when you are talking to someone and they have a problem or an issue, the issue they're talking about is oftentimes not the real issue. Oftentimes there's a lot of deep emotional things that are going on that you don't even realize or reconcile about because there's like pain and hurt there. And there's fear and anxiety. And so getting to the heart helps you be able to speak to those things. And it's so critical to actually like dive in deep with that and be able to get to the heart. Because when you can do that, you speaking to them in a way that no one else is. You're speaking to them in a way that shows care and shows love and shows honor and makes those things so much more real for them. And trust me when I say this, when you actually speak to the heart and actually dive in deep and speak to the heart, all of a sudden, you start caring more about that person. You can't have bitterness and anger when you see how and why people are the way they are. It makes it so hard to have anger and bitterness and hatred towards somebody when you really see them and really understand them and really know where they're coming from. Because it opens your eyes to so many things that you really didn't understand beforehand. And that brings me to my fourth point. Fourth and final point is you need to let them be seen and you need to be seen. This is what connection is really all about. And what I mean by being seen is you need to show people that they are worthy, honorable of having love and having your care and having you in their life. Because when you can actually show people that they are seen, it makes them feel valued. It makes them feel loved. So if you do the active listening piece and ask good questions and get to the heart, guess what's going to happen? You're going to let that person be seen. And when you let that person be seen, it actually makes it way easier, like so much easier to really invest into them, to really take the emotional piece into them, to take the intentionality, the intentional emotional investment piece of connection into their life. And it's so vital to let people be seen. Because in this day and age, people aren't themselves. People will give you their best side, but won't give you their worst side. But when you let people be seen as themselves, and that you love them no matter what, and you care for them no matter what, it really changes how they view you, how they view themselves, and it really lets them go from being hidden and trying to hide things and not doing things well to really letting them thrive and blossom. And so it's super important to keep these four things when you're doing connection. Because if you can keep these four things, you will have good connection. And it doesn't matter if you're a compliment connector, but you will have good connection if you do active listening and actually let people talk. If you ask good questions to reveal better motives and understand them deeper, it leads to really understanding and letting them like have a voice and have something when you do active listening and ask good questions. And then taking it a step further, because you can ask good questions and get nowhere. Taking that next step of going further and letting that person, um, letting that person have care and letting that person actually, you know, have that love and care, it really shows them that they are able to that they are able to be seen. And so it's super vital for us to keep these 4 things in check, because when we do, healthier connections come, better connections come, and we really start seeing life in the fullest. And so if you found this interesting, please leave a like on this video. Please leave a comment telling me which one was your favorite one. I do read those comments. I do see those comments. Please like them. If you want to learn more about connections, follow us on Facebook. Subscribe here on YouTube. We do a weekly video here on YouTube. And remember, when we connect, life gets better. See ya!